Okay, Paul Harrell did a video a while back talking about um, a briefcase gun, which is a gun that is carried in the briefcase, backpack, suitcase, etc. Gym bag, whatever it is. And someone got to talking about magazine capacity and made another video today about carrying an extended magazine, a super extended magazine. And he had an example of his Beretta 92 with a very rare 32 round magazine. Everyone's seen the Glock 17 with the 33 round mag. But Beretta apparently makes a 32 rounder for the 92. Very rare, but it does happen. Now, Paul Harrell did say at the end of the video, he says you should always carry a spare mag, not in case the magazine runs dry and has to be reloaded, but in case the magazine gets fouled or jammed or whatever, and you have to pull it out using the magazine. Catastrophic failure, they call it, okay? Now, Paul Harrell, okay, let's compare me to him. Okay, compare my gun collection to his gun collection. Compare his public service to my public service. Okay, compare the fact that he one time really was involved in a deadly shooting. Okay, so if you look at it logically, I shouldn't even be allowed to look at him. Tell the truth, okay? Now, his video today about the carrying extra magazine, there's one thing that I pointed out to him. And the conversation also came up in the thing with me and Boone. Boone was advertising. Boone is Veritas Tactical, where I met him at in 2018. Okay, he's very heavily involved with Veritas Tactical FFL. You know, he does seminars there, he does book signings there, where I met him at. He designed a few AR things for himself that he sells. He designed ARs for his own personal collection. And some ARs he designed are available at the shop. You know, his specifications and shit. And Boone one time pulled out a picture of himself with a SBR, not an SBR, a AR pistol with the shoulder strap, the brace, yeah. Now, Boone obviously wouldn't carry that around on a daily basis like a fucking moron, okay? Full disclosure on Boone, if you've seen the movie, you know nothing. The real life Boone is 5'7" and brown. Okay, whereas the movie Boone is 7 feet tall and white. In fact, if you've seen Goodfellas, Joe Pesci, and Joe Pesci, his first cousin really did marry my distant cousin many, many years ago. I never actually met him though. If you look at Goodfellas, okay, compare Joe Pesci to the real Tommy DeSimone. Reverse that, compare movie Boone to real life Boone. Okay, real life Boone is 5'7", he's brown, he speaks in a very low voice, and he can blend into a room seamlessly. He's very, very, very discreet, okay? If you read the book goes in a little more detail about his background, SWAT officer, Marine Corps, CIA, counter, surveillance, reconnaissance, quick reaction, close protection. Boone is a man of many talents. He's a very, very skilled man. Incredibly skilled man. He's probably the most skilled man I've ever met in my entire life. And keep in mind, I went to high school with Navy SEALs. So, I was talking to Boone. I gave my point of view to Boone. Boone always says to me, he says, I like you because you always think about all the aspects of things. Now let's talk about a briefcase gun rather. We're going to talk about the briefcase gun and the super duper high capacity magazines, okay? First and foremost, Boone does not carry on his person a SBR and a fucking tactical rig and all that bullshit. He doesn't carry that, okay? Does he have things at home? Yeah. Would he bring things out if there was a riot? Yeah. But he doesn't walk to the fucking supermarket with a fucking rig on, with a SBR in his backpack with all this shit on, okay? He's very, very discreet, man. He draws no attention to himself, okay? For Boone to leave the house and draw attention to himself is unheard of, okay? His entire world, his entire career in law enforcement, military, relies on his ability to be quiet and unassuming, okay? If you walked past Boone in real life, you would walk directly past him without knowing he's even there, okay? So it's beyond his abilities to walk around in public with a with a big ass backpack on, with a rifle in with 20 mags. Okay, that's beyond his capacity because he would stick out like a sore thumb. But should you carry an SBR or a pistol with a, yeah, it's an SBR but a different name. Let's be realistic about that. Okay, should you carry that on your person? Okay, let's look into that. First and foremost, you will draw unreal attention to yourself. Unreal. They've had guys going into hotels because they were legitimately going into a rifle class the next day. So they get on the plane with the rifle in the case, lock case on the plane, CSA check-in, get out, go to the hotel, check into the hotel because they're going to a seminar the next day, and the rifle case opens up or ammo falls out and someone sees it and panics. Okay? That's happened before in real life. Okay? In fact, Colion Noor, it happened to him once, but the bellhop just picked it up and said, "Here you go, sir." Right. Okay? If you were walking around, and it was one time people from the Army Channel bought 22 caliber ammunition. He bought it, put it in his bag, and walked out of the store with it. Walked to another store, dropped it on the ground, and a girl was there screaming bloody murder. Ah, bullets! Okay? So if you are walking around in public with a giant bag with a rifle in it or a shotgun or something like that, okay, you will draw unwanted attention to yourself. And in the event of a spill, you will cause a fucking panic beyond belief, okay? Beyond belief, okay? They will call the police, they will call the SWAT team, they will think it's a fucking mass shooting going down. You will be, seriously, okay? Even if your state laws say it's 100% legal, the police will come and you will have to answer a million questions. Okay? Be real about that. Also, will it be discovered? Depending on what store or restaurant you're going to, they may want to open your bag and look inside of it because they may be afraid of theft. You have a giant ass backpack on, you're walking into a store that has electronics. They're gonna want to check that bag. Can they? Well, they can't force the search, but they can tell you either A, open the bag, show me what's in it, or check the bag at the security desk, or B, don't come in the store. Okay, and they as a private business can do that. Okay, Disney World. Okay, Disney World has been searching bags since 9/11. Disney World opened up metal detectors. If you go, or I go, to Epcot, the back entrance to Epcot, metal detector for everyone. If you go to the front of Epcot or any other park, random metal detector. Now, if a metal detector, it's less intrusive. You just walk past it, and it doesn't pick up your cell phone. So you walk past it, your cell phone doesn't go off. It only picks up like knives and guns and shit. Okay? Disney World, after the shooting in Las Vegas, they have a policy where they will literally open your door every day. I don't know if they hire a guy just for that. I don't know if the guy is in maintenance. I don't know if the guy is security. But they will literally have a person with a skeleton key, the pass key, I'm going to call it. They will open your door, peek inside every single day to make sure you're not housing, rifles or setting up platforms or stuff like that. They do. They walk right in. They actually tell you, we will take your garbage out. So if you are in Disney World and you throw one item in the garbage can, walk out and come back 6 hours later, garbage is gone, a guy was in the room. Okay? So private companies, restaurants, stores, hotels, okay, amusement parks, they reserve the right to search bags, ban bags, examine bags, whole bags, okay, stuff like that. So you may be searched, you may be banned from mission, stuff like that. If the bag is opened, I will bet you $10 trillion based on today's environment is going to be a call to the police. I will guarantee it. The police may show up and they may say, listen, this is Alaska, this is Texas, this is Florida, this is Montana. We have no laws. But, you gotta appreciate what you're looking like. Okay? You walk around with an AR-15 in your backpack or one of those shockwaves in your backpack because you're afraid of being attacked. But what do you look like on the outside? Okay? Well, a lot of guys, like, I'll keep a rifle in my car, and I know a lot of guys keep rifles or AR pistols in their car, shotguns in their car. They have it locked into the car, or they have it in a bag, or in a vault, or a lock box, or something like that. I'm afraid of that because I'm afraid of the car getting broken into. But think about this aspect of it. You're in a situation where you're at the mall and there's a shooting. You run from the mall to the parking garage to get to your car to get the rifle out, or the shotgun out, whatever it is. Unless you are a police officer wearing your police uniform, you are going to be mistaken for a suspect. If an officer is on site, he's going to engage you. Okay? If an officer is not on site and a civilian sees you, the civilian is going to call 911 and relay your information, what you look like and shit. And they're going to be looking for you by accident. Okay? Unless you are literally standing right next to the car with the rifle in the car, oh shit, mass shooting, you're not going to be able to get to it physically, get it, and get back and fight the guy and stop the guy, okay? That's it. Unless you're, maybe if you're a cop and you got your shield with a chain around it, or maybe you got a bulletproof vest in the trunk of your civilian car and you put on as this sheriff's deputy, okay? Different story, but not likely. Extra magazine. Here's the issue. Unless you are a police officer, a soldier, or someone whose job it is to go out and actively seek danger, the average Joe Blow nobody walking down the block, the odds of him being murdered is 1 in 10,000. 1 in 10,000. Now, if you were to look at all deadly force shootings in this country, I guarantee you that if you found 10,000 deadly force shootings, civilian deadly force shooting, police deadly force shooting, with the exception of a military engagement outside of the United States, I will bet you any amount of money that out of 10,000 deadly force encounters, no more than 10 of them involved a magazine change, unless it was like a 5-shot J-frame revolver. With the exception of a 5-shot J-frame revolver, changing out magazines or reloading, magazine cylinder, whatever you want to call it, or going for your backup gun, I guarantee you it's not more than 1 in 10 out of 10,000 shootings. One in particular that Paul Harrells talked about was the Miami-Dade shooting. And Boone actually met that guy in real life too. Boone actually went out and saw the class with him. Boone was the student in his class. Now, when Boone is the student in your class, you know you're badass, okay? The guy with the, 1986 Police Officer of the Year. So the odds are 1 in 10,000 of reloading. And obviously you make an exception if the magazine fell and the guy dropped it and reloaded the magazine because the magazine fell. Make an exception for that. But I mean, shooting the magazine empty and having to reload the magazine. 10,000 shootings, no more than 10. Show that example. And in that example, it's like a terrorist or a bank robber or some really, really, really crazy shit. Really crazy shit. Okay? So it's not likely. Most likely you're going to be shooting 3-4 shots and not be that. That'll stop the problem one way or another. Whether you kill the guy kills you, one way or another, it'll stop the problem. A lot of times you have cops. There'll be 3 cops involved in the shooting. And one incident was a guy in New York City got in the car and drove towards 3 cops in an aggressive manner. And he was shot 50 times. No, he wasn't. The Glock 19 holds 15 shots. Multiply by 3, 45 shots. Add 1 in the chamber, 48 shots. So 48 shots went his way. And of those 48 shots, how many hit him? Okay, 3 cops. How long would it take for 3 cops to fire 48 shots going like this? Okay, so yeah, you've had things where you got 3 or 4 cops involved in a shooting, and they go okay, 70 shots downrange, 50 shots downrange, shit like that. Yeah. But the odds of needing to reload is very, very rare. So carrying your 33 round magazine, carrying your beta mag with the 100 round shit in it, it's not needed. Now another thing that Paul Harrell mentioned and demonstrated, you double the magazine capacity from 15 to 32, or more than that. Sorry, more than that, 15 to 32. That's a 100% increase plus 2 on top of that. The magazine hangs down this low. Very, very big picture, very big presentation. Also, the magazine is heavy and it alters weight and recoil. This is what I mentioned with Boone that no one ever talks about. I mentioned this when Boone was doing this, and Boone always appreciates my thoughts. In reality, a handgun is like 500 times more likely to be used in a shooting than a rifle or a shotgun of any type. A handgun. Like, not even a question. But, what is the perception in the untrained mind? The perception in the untrained mind is that the assault weapon is the most dangerous weapon in the world that is always in every mass shooting. The assault weapon will be dangerous. Okay? You're out somewhere. You open up the briefcase, the bag. You break out the gun, the big gun. Okay? What are people going to think when they see you open up the bag, break out the big gun? What are they going to think? You're the shooter's accomplice. That's not true. That's what they think. That's also what the surveillance cameras think. That's also what the police think when they respond. No one ever thought of that, did they? Maybe if you're in your own house and your house is being invaded by BLM or Antifa and you break out the big gun, no one gives a shit. But if you're in public, you drop down under the bag and jump up like fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger. Okay, yeah. Now, when the cops come and the situation is clear, they got you walking around holding, okay, we got the shooter, we killed the shooter. You're around the corner or up the block or in the next store with a fucking AR doing this. Okay? Do you know the cops have the shooter? No. Do you know that the civilians, whether in person or on the phone to 911, told the cops that you're a suspect? Well, you're going to know sooner or later. I would much rather have a 5-shot JFM revolver or any Glock than have a belt-fed M240. Why? Because at least I look like an off-duty cop. Am I an off-duty cop? No, I'm not. But at least I look like one. At least the people might. Some guy might say the shooter, but at least I might look like an off-duty cop. At least I might be able to conceal the gun when the threat has been neutralized and tell the police I am not the shooter. I have a gun on me, but I'm not the shooter. I was protecting myself or my family or okay? But if you were running around with an AR or an AK or any of this fucking shit you see these guys walking around with, I will bet you any of my money that unless you were standing there with a full-fledged police uniform on, you're going to mistake for the shooter. Guaranteed fucking teeth. I'll bet you any of my money on it right now. Okay? So the briefcase gun, the super duper high capacity magazine, okay, that draws the wrong attention to yourself. If you're in a hotel and the hotel's under siege, if you're in your apartment or your house and there's a riot, yeah. But unless there is a catastrophic, world-changing event, you are going to be mistaken for the bad guy. So, if you are armed, I would say simple handgun, whatever you want to choose. Standard magazine, whatever you want to choose. Okay, even a Glock 43 regular with 6+1 rounds of 9mm. Okay, that should stop the threat. I mean, you're probably not gonna need a fucking AK with a fucking 75-round drum and shit. Okay, you're probably not gonna need that shit. But just think about that aspect of when you prepare this tactical shit. I see all these fucking guys online. I see these guys like they're in a fucking video game. Yeah, I got my truck ready to beep. And the truck, they got an AK, an AR pistol, a Desert Eagle, all the bullshit. You know, I got all this shit on me. I carry this shit in my truck in case it's the fucking war. Okay. In case it's the war. If you're in the car and the car is surrounded on all sides, jam the gas and run the guys over. If the car is surrounded so bad, maybe you're backed up to a wall or some shit, where you can't run the guys over, then get the AR pistol out. Okay? Seriously. And we've seen the BLM riots, Antifa riots. We know guys been pulled out of cars, guys been beaten. That's happened. Okay? Jam the gas and get away that way. You gotta stop the car, put the car in park, put the emergency brake on, reach around, grab the gun, get it ready, okay? Safety off, back the whatever you gotta do, okay? And all that time, you could have jammed the gas, ran 5 guys over, killed all 5 of them, thank God, and gotten out of there. So before you act like you're in fucking downtown Baghdad, okay, use your fucking brain. Okay, you know that you're the bad guy, okay? The SWAT team coming doesn't know that, okay? The fucking woman under the fucking table screaming bloody murder to the 911 phone, to the phone 911, she doesn't know that, okay? So keep your options minimal, keep your thoughts there, okay? Think, use your brain. Thank you.